Hey, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my creative life. I'm working on a one-page layout with this Iron Crafter challenge with Peacecraft Love, and it's a hop that they host. It's usually like the third Friday of every month, and basically it challenges us to use some kind of something from our stash. And this month the item is frames. So it could be acrylic frames, it could be cardstock frames, it could be any kind of frames, but I have these frames and tags. I actually have quite a few of these little collections because I bought a whole bunch when Echo Park was having a clearance sale or warehouse sale. I don't know why, but they're so cute. And I'm so glad I got this challenge because I don't think I would always use the frames. Now I can see myself using all these little words and these little tags and things like that, but this is a really good challenge. So I have these pictures of my granddaughter and she's just splashing herself, getting wet in the backyard. And this is from 2022. So she's already 2 years older than this picture. She looks so little here, but I'm just going through and I sorted through the things in the packet, kind of pulled out the frames because those for sure I'm using. And then a lot of the things in here were, because this is their Little Dreamer collection from Echo Park. And there's a lot of it's like magic and, dream and things like that, which I didn't really feel like really went with this. So I pulled out some papers that I thought would match because I only bought a bunch of embellishments or these little packs. I didn't buy the papers collection. I try not to buy all the things unless I truly, truly love the collection. So I decided on some blue as the base. I did use that darker blue. I did like this green because it had polka dots. And if you notice, the frames all have like gingham. So I did pull out a green stripe, but I thought that was just too much like straight lines. So that's why I like the polka dots. And the green really does match that little green picture that she's holding. Since I had 3 4x6s, I didn't want to just shove them all on that piece of paper. Shove, that's a good word. Stack them all there. So I trimmed them down a little bit. I want to say they're about 3¼ inches width, but I did keep the 6-inch height because the pictures pretty much filled the height. A lot of times when I'm putting a mat like I'm doing here, I'm cut that down 1 inch on 2 sides, so now it's 11 by 11. And a lot of times I'll gut that, like the base paper, that blue, but I have a lot of this color, so I thought I didn't really need to. And plus that green paper is pretty thin, so I thought it would be too flimsy if I gut it. So I just went ahead and placed it in the middle there. Now nothing's adhered yet. I did grab that flip-flop paper because I was trying to look for something kind of summerish and still kind of had those same colors. Now I'm just fiddling around with these frames. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but my thought is I'm going to put them down on that bottom, not half, I'll say third of the page. And again, I'm just kind of going through them, figuring out which one of these little sayings or the little words that I like. I did notice that some of them had rainbows, which I thought was perfect because she has a rainbow on her shirt, even though it's not like in your face and you can't really see it. But if you really look, you can see it. And of course, I'm really looking. So originally I thought, I'm going to stack those frames and kind of have them stacked on top of each other here and there. But you'll see at the end, I don't do that at all. I really am just kind of sorting through, and what one of my friends always says is auditioning different pieces to see if they fit or where they'll fit and if I like the way they look. Then I decided I really wanted a solid piece on that bottom half instead of just the polka dot pattern paper. I went with red because I thought, kind of looks pretty, and there is a lot of red in those papers. But I didn't like it. I thought it was too dark, and it really clashed with the embellishments or those tags. So then I went with this pink, and I thought I really liked it a lot better, even though the colors in that collection are almost more of a peach, but I do like this light pink. So I went ahead and cut it to 11 inches length, and then I want to say it's like 3.5, 4 inches height, because I want it to, again, just be kind of on that third part of the sheet, not any lower than that. So again, I'm just kind of trying to decide where I want everything. And I do a lot of that, and I'm sure you guys do too. And once I looked at this, I kept thinking, I don't really like that. The flip-flops are really, really bright. And again, it looks fine with the pictures, but it doesn't really go with the embellishments. So I found this paper, and this is from Amy Tangerine, and it's just from a paper pad that actually my daughter had. And I liked it because it had the drops, and a lot of the colors really do go with both the pictures, the brightness, and also subtle enough to they go with those frames. So I'm really liking that. That's 1.5 inches height. Sorry, in that paper. But again, I'm just kind of moving those tags here and there. I know what I'm going to do. I just don't know exactly where I'm going to put stuff. At some point I decide, let me just start adhering some things down that I know where they're going, like the photos and that strip, and then the frames and the other little embellishment tags. I'm still going to kind of play with those a little bit, and that takes up most of my time. I always laugh because I swear you move it a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, a little up, a little down, and for whatever reason, it just doesn't look good until you know that exact spot. And I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I just decide I'm not going to tuck those frames under. I'm going to cut them down, so now I can use them for another project. So I just use my guillotine cutter and again, just chop those down a little bit so I can use those for another project. So I'll slip those in the little bag once I'm done. So I just wanted to say again, the reason why I'm doing this is I am participating in a hop, and it's through Peacecraft Love. They have a Facebook group, and all the details will be in the information box, including a link to my blog and any social media accounts that I have, as well as all the other hoppers. So I do hope you get a chance to go through and hop and watch how other people use frames and what type of frames. So if you have frames in your stash, you might get inspired to use them yourself. And there is also a link to definitely join this group. I guess I should say the group. I'm part of it since I do like to do it. Because again, we have a lot of stash, and I'm sure you do too. But so back to the layout. As you could see, I did finally decide, I got to start putting some adhesive, or I'm going to be here forever, just slowly moving everything, like a little tiny bit here, a little tiny bit there, this and that. So I just used some double-sided tape, and I'm just tucking or sliding in the frame so they touch that border, so they look like they are actually tucked in. But if you can tell, they're they're just right there on top. Again, I love the idea of cutting them so I have partial frames for later. And it's so funny because in my mind I'm thinking I really kind of wanted the embellishments to be right side heavy, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm really concentrating there on that corner. And then you'll, on the left, off of the layout, you'll see the left of my desk, there's that little fishtail banner. I'm going to use that up there on that top right corner, and it just kind of balances, and it gives a little bit more of a diagonal route, I guess, for your eyes to look, so this page doesn't look too busy. But again, I'm thinking, should I put a frame up there? Because after all, this challenge is to use frames. But I just didn't think anything worked. The green, I like the size, but it really you couldn't really see it. Got lost with that green polka dot paper. But, look at what I'm using. I mean, there really isn't a lot going on, but that's what I like about the way I scrapbook is I really try to focus on the pictures. And of course I want to use my embellishments. I mean, that's why we bought them, right? They are super cute and we want them on pages. But the most important thing is the pictures and your story. This, to me, event wasn't really an event. I mean, she was literally outside playing with a water bucket. It was probably super hot. I don't even remember. But so I do a very, very little bit of journaling. And you'll see that I do show you, because I mean, it legit is like one line, but I also felt like it didn't need more than that. So I did pull out some stickers. Originally I was going to use those hearts. I ended up not using those at all because I ended up using these puffy stickers. Now I've had these for a long time, and I like to just kind of sprinkle little things like this. Same like with enamel dots, kind of that same thought. So I just put some stars, some hearts. I put them here and there on that bottom right. Like I said, I kind of am looking at a diagonal as far as where I'm putting my embellishments. I do put a heart over there on the top. So it all, in my mind, just kind of coordinates. Again, very super simple, not a lot going on. We're really just concentrating on the photos, and all the words that were used were just, sweet and sassy. You make my life sweet. Nothing really specific to the day or what's going on. But you know what? That's okay. I'm showcasing how much we love her and how much we just think she's just so fun and she's just having a good time. So it was a wonderful day. So I like that over there on that top left, and that works out perfectly. So I did add a couple more stickers at the end, but you'll see those when you see my the final project. So I hope you like this, and if you do, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit subscribe, and make sure you go check out all those different hoppers. Again, check out my information box, and hop along, baby. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.